Call now 718-547-1910 for an appointment with George the Hip Hop Taxman from Jackson Hewitt Tax Services. Only 50 appointments available on Hip Hop Tax Preparation Days, March 10th through April 15th. Use code DWI/Ike Jackson to get your tax preparation discount. Call 718-547-1910 now. No upfront money. No upfront money. No upfront money for those who qualify. For producers, artists, and indie labels to file. Get the help you need. Only 50 appointments available on Hip Hop Tax Preparation Days, March 10th through April 15th. Use code DWI/Ike Jackson to get your tax preparation discount. Call 718-547-1910 now or email DWI at promotions@thematrixstudios.com for your discount and appointment hookup.
Hi, everyone. You know what? It's Friday. So it's the end of the week, and we always are like TGIF, TGIF. And that is such a blessing. You guys have made it through another week. You have made it through. So it's Friday. You know, it's all about what? Financial Friday. It's about protecting your asset and holding on to your bag. Not your Gucci, not your Louis Vuitton, your money bag. So today it's all about taxes. March 10th to April 15th. And you know you have to file your taxes. If you live in the United States, and these are for my United States viewers, we file taxes here, and we have until the 15th to do our taxes. Or else the IRS has come knocking at your door. No, not literally, but you know what I mean. So today I have a special guest all the way from Bronx, New York, the Boogie Down Bronx. You guys are familiar with New York, NYC. Bronx is located in NYC. So today our special guest is a tax advisor and tax preparer. His name is George S. Harris. He assists taxpayer and small businesses with taxes in Bronx, New York, and the surrounding communities. So whether you're an individual or a local business or in around the Bronx, George is there to help you. He has years of valuable experience as an IRS-registered tax preparer. IRS-registered tax preparer, people. Make sure then when you go to get your taxes done, these people are legit, registered, and they will do you right. That's the important thing, because you don't want to mess with the IRS. So always make sure you protect your asset, even with your tax preparer. When you go, a lot of people want to do it themselves, and they want to be like, oh my God, I could do it. I could save money. Well, you just see the ad that says no money down. So you go in and get it done, but get it done by a professional. I'm going to bring him on. Mr. Harris,
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I am wonderful. It's so good to have you.
It's good to be here.
How is it going in the Bronx? I haven't been in the Bronx in a while. It's been like a couple of years.
It's a beautiful day today. Beautiful. we were waiting for it for a long time. People act like it's summertime.
I know they got the shorts on in New York.
Yeah, exactly.
I already know. They're waiting for Carnival. As soon as the sun hit, the shorts come up. They cut them. So thank you for allowing me to have you on my platform today so we could tell our viewing audience all about taxes and why it's so important to get your taxes in on time, and not only that, to get it right, especially now with everything that's going on around us with all this free money that the government is giving us, our stimulus package and stuff like that. But let's start out and give us a little background about you. Who is George Harris?
I'll be happy to. I operate a Jackson Hewitt tax service in the Bronx. The address is 4375 White Plains Road, and the zip code is 10466. My phone number is 718-547-1910. And I've been at this location since 2003, so almost 20 years. Wow. Yes, so I just like you said, I want to do everything legit because I don't plan to be leaving here anytime soon, and I don't expect them to be taking me out of here either. So
right, 20 years at the same location.
I've been here for a very long time. And
Nice.
I'm happy you mentioned that I'm a registered tax preparer, but not only that, I'm what they call the enrolled agent. An enrolled agent is like an expert on taxes, like a CPA of taxes. You actually have to take tests with the IRS and take continuing education courses every year. So with my status, I can represent anyone with a tax problem at the IRS. So
Wow.
that's a very good accomplishment I did there.
Well,
Another thing is,
congratulations.
thank you very much. Also, I'm a certified acceptance agent. A certified acceptance agent is someone who can help someone get their tax ID number by validating their ID. Because if they did it themselves, they would actually have to send in the original IDs to the IRS. I can actually help them do that. I validate it, send in extra forms, and I can have them get their tax ID easier without sending in their original documents.
Wow. Okay. Now you hear that, people. This is legitimacy. This is someone that legitimately does taxes, register with the IRS, take courses, and also make sure that his education level as far as taxes is concerned is upgraded every year.
Right.
And that is somebody that you need around you. Is that noise coming from you?
I think so. I apologize. I'm right underneath the train.
Oh, well, you're in the Bronx.
I didn't think it would come through this way.
So if you guys are not familiar, that is the sound of the Bronx. That's exactly how the Bronx, New York sound like. And
yes,
that is the 305 train.
That's right.
And soon in another 10 or 20 minutes, we'll hear another one. So we'll get used to it. I wanted you to give a little of your background, how you got started doing taxes, and you've been in one location for 20 years. So how did you start? Did you like wake up one day and say, I want to do taxes, or this was something that in school, high school? I just a little bit of background. Were you born?
Yeah, what happens is in high school, of course, if you're good in math, they lead you toward accountancy. So that's where I headed. And once I hit college and took a couple of tax classes, all my friends said, oh, I do my taxes, and my family did my taxes. So I started doing families and friends taxes for a long time. But I did always have a desire to start my own business. So after I was working for a few years in corporate America, a friend of mine said, we had a similar interests about starting a business. And he said, you should go into taxes. And I didn't want to sit down there and do taxes alone. I really just wanted a business. But he recommended Jackson Hewitt, and I called them. And from there, it seemed like it snowballed. I mean, my desire was to open up offices, and I basically operate the office opposed to just doing tax returns. But after I started doing tax returns, sitting with people, that's very much of a joy, certain customers. So it's a lot of enjoyment getting taxes done. And basically it just kept rolling from there.
Wow, that is very exciting. Wow. Yeah, you're right. You want to be able to provide a full service. Right. Not just say I want to open an office and do one thing. So It was so this came about a long time ago, even when in high school. So you're a numbers guy, you're very good at math. I'm not good at math.
Yeah, but you know what? Believe it or not, you don't really have to be good at math. The key to doing taxes well is creating a rapport with your customers.
Okay.
Because the computer, as long as you know the difference between a 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 9, you could just basically do data entry. And if you have that rapport with your customers, and you have some tax knowledge, that's what is the biggest key. So you don't really have to add up things so much. That's a minor part.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I remember back in the day with taxes, you had to literally fill out the paper and then send it in and then wait. So
right. Exactly.
So nowadays with the computer, it's very, very easy.
It's much easier that way. I mean, but people challenge you in different ways because, they come in with some crazy stories, and now you got to try to help them alleviate their taxes the best way you can.
Yes. And what is the importance of filing early?
Well, the importance of filing on time is because IRS kind of red flag your return. You may even get hit with penalties and interest if you owe taxes. So instead of owing $300, you got to pay a penalty of $100 plus whatever interest it is, depending on how long it's. And the thing is, interest, the IRS doesn't even have a control over taking away. So you have to pay interest by law. It's beyond the IRS control. But you don't want to pay penalties. Just good on time, If you get a refund, it won't be penalties involved, but why do you want the IRS to hold on to your money?
Right. Mm-hmm. So any which way it goes, penalty, if you owe or if you get a refund, it's always the best to file early or file on time, as Mr. Harris said. File on time. Always make sure you file on time. I remember I went 3 years without filing. And then I filed the 4th year. And it came back that I have already filed like 2 years ago.
Oh, so, really?
Yes. So there was identity theft. Someone in New York was using my information and filing taxes, and they've been doing it for like 2.5 years. So now when I file my taxes, I have to use a code. Yes. So like in October, November, they'll mail out this code. And then when you file your taxes, they'll ask you for your security code, and then you have to pop it in. So that's right. Why it's good to always file, so they don't have the correct.
That's another reason.
And right, right. Identity theft is crazy. I was like, what?
Exactly.
I started receiving all these letters. I had to prove my identity. I had to send them this. I had to send them that. And I'm like, what? Yeah. And so they were like, yeah, someone else was filing for me.
Well, I'm glad you got that straightened out.
Yes. Yeah, I had a tax advocate.
Okay.
Yeah, they assigned me here, and I went to the office. I had to go into the office. Yes. So it wasn't something I could handle on the phone. So I went into the office here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and they assigned me a tax advocate. So these are people that work free with the IRS, so they volunteer their time, I guess, whatever. Right. But they'll take your case and they'll work through every step with you. And she stayed with me until the end, until everything was clear, until I got my refund, actually. So great. We were like good friends for a good 6 to 8 months, and that's how long it took.
Yeah. I hope you invited her to Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, I sent her something because at that point I had her number and everything, and we were talking and stuff like that. Yeah, so I really sent her something really nice. Yeah, that's you have great. To help. You have to show appreciation. Because she didn't really have to put that much time and effort into it. But she did, and I appreciate her. So people, that's it. If you guys, I see people are looking at the YouTube as well as my Facebook. So if you guys have any questions about taxes, pop them in the comment section, and we'll be able to answer for you guys. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. I
have some pointers as well if you want to hear someone saving taxes.
Yes. Well, go ahead. I was going to ask you about the stimulus package now that's going down and how it's affecting the taxes and why it's important to file the taxes because of the stimulus.
Yes, definitely. It's important to file a tax return because if you want your stimulus money to come to you fast and you need to update your information, like your direct deposit information, many of our customers come back and say, I don't have that account anymore. Well, if you filed your tax return with the new account, they should be able to update it and send in your money. So that's important for filing early. A lot of people had a lot of problems with the first and second stimulus because they didn't have, they either closed their account or something like that. So that's very important.
So in order for them to get the one that was just approved, they have to file already or no?
No, actually, no, they do not. It's not going to be based on 2020 because 2020 tax season is not over. So it'd be a little bit unfair to force someone to file to get the $1,400 stimulus.
But they had to have filed in 19 or 18?
Yeah, 19. They base it on 19 tax return.
Right. So if you didn't file in 19, you will not be getting the package.
You know what? That is not 100%. It's a little weird. The thing is, some people, right? For example, some people, and I wish I had the exact formula they use, but some people get Social Security, for example, and some of them got the stimulus without filing a tax return.
Okay.
In 2020, the IRS had a portal where you can go in as a non-filer and say you want your stimulus money, put your information in there, and they would accept it. Now, they took that portal down, and they said, now if you want your stimulus payment and you never got it, you have to file a 2020 tax return and indicate it on your current tax return. And then they will send you all the money. So
Okay.
in that way, they're trying to require you to file your tax return.
Right.
So that's another reason why you should do it early.
Well, yeah. It pays any which way it goes.
That's right.
And a lot of people need it. So you guys, you hear, file early. If you didn't file last year, try to get it in.
File 2020, definitely.
File 2020.
Right.
Even if, now the stimulus package is due out by the end of next week. I think I heard, I'm not sure.
I believe that's what I heard too as well.
So if they file now, they'll be able to get it? Well, if they hit the date, or no?
I would have to say no. It's not going to be based on 2020.
Okay.
This stimulus package is going to be based on 2019 because they can't look for everyone who didn't file. So those people who didn't file, they're still getting the money, but they're going to get the money because they filed in 2019. Okay.
But those that didn't file in 2019, go ahead and file.
Right, because that's right. Exactly. This way they can get it. And a lot of people know about it. It's amazing, how people, they hear something and they do find out. We had a lot of people come in and file 2019 when they didn't do it before, just to get the stimulus packages.
Just to get the stimulus. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So so that's any more information you have on that before I move on?
No.
With the stimulus?
I think that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So now with the unemployment and taxes, I know a lot of people have a lot of questions about that. With the unemployment, is it taxable? Do they put it? How do they file it on their tax?
Right. Well, okay. The unemployment is taxable, but in this recent package, they changed it where the first $10,000 is not going to be taxable for the unemployment. I have to say, those people who came in and filed their tax return, this is going to count against them because this is very rare that has ever happened. But the government actually changed it in the middle of tax season. So now if you received unemployment and you made, let's say, $30,000, the first 10 is not taxable, but people who came in early, the whole thing was taxable. So now we're going to have to call them up, and we're trying to get ready for this because we have a list of customers, and we're going to call them up and tell them they need to do an amended tax return to get the money that's due to them for the unemployment that shouldn't be taxed.
Oh, wow.
I know and I have to say they're doing unprecedented things. Like, for example, the stimulus, I have never seen the IRS pay anyone any money if you owe the IRS. This is the first time in my history where you owe the IRS, but you're still getting money from the stimulus. I believe it's the same way for this new one.
And where they say the stimulus, there's some law in it or addendum that say that they can't collect
correct exactly
IRS or I think garnishment or something like that.
Correct.
Out of this.
That's right. So this way they get actually the money to the people who need it, opposed to just paying back the IRS for taxes that people may owe.
Uncle Joe.
That's right. That's right.
Uncle Joe went into the White House and he's doing his thing for his people.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I even read, he says he's not putting his name on the check like Uncle Trump. He said, no, I don't need to put my name on the check because it's not about me. My name is Uncle Joe, not Uncle Trump. So he's making a distinction there.
That's right. Exactly.
Wow, that's amazing. That's really amazing. And a lot of people don't know that these things are there. How about the child care credit? How is that affecting the stimulus? How is that affecting the unemployment? Are people still getting that even with the stimulus?
They're still getting that. Child tax credit is not affected. So that's on top of the stimulus.
So some people could be getting some really nice checks.
Oh yes, they are. They're getting some money. But what I want to warn people is that as I was going to mention it, a lot of people didn't realize that you could actually make more money in many cases because you're collecting unemployment. A lot of our customers, they may get furloughed or they may lost their job, and they immediately do a financial panic and they start taking money from everywhere. Like, for example, their retirement. And I want to stress that your retirement should be saved for retirement. And if you're going to apply for unemployment, you should actually wait, in my opinion, in most cases. Of course, you have to make that individual decision, but you should see if you can live off your unemployment, especially since the government is paying you this extra $300 a week. Try to live off your unemployment. If you do need to go to your retirement, only take a little out. You know, it take as small amount as possible. But the first thing you should actually do is take a loan on it if you can. A loan has no tax effect. You don't have to pay any taxes, no penalties, nothing like that. And it helps you keep your taxes down. I mean, I have a few customers who actually lost their job and came in here with much more money earned from they did the year before. So they end up paying more taxes when they have, you know, financial.
Is that because of the unemployment, or because they took from their retirement?
Both. These people, some people, like I said, they panicked and they said, "Oh, I can't live. Let me apply for unemployment. Let me take out all my money from my retirement." So we have people taking out $50,000, $60,000 from retirement, and then they get unemployment, and then they have still, you know, part of their salary that they made for the year. So they're making a lot more money than they did just because they panicked. And I mean, luckily, the IRS changed another law where normally you would get penalized for taking out of your retirement, but they canceled the penalty, which is good. And then later on, they actually changed it where they only tax like 33% in this year, and the 33% the next year, 33% in the third year. You have that option. But they know people were taking their money out of their retirement, and then they wouldn't have any money for next year, you know?
Wow. And that also put them in a different income bracket.
There you go. So you're paying a lot of more taxes because you're paying a lot more. You have a lot more income, correct?
Wow. So don't panic, people.
That's right. Don't panic.
Well, actually, they've already panicked last year.
Which is true, but before you start taking money from everywhere, take a deep breath, breathe, see if you can live off the money you're making now. And then if you can't, then try to make baby steps opposed to that big leap. So that's what I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you just suggest live off the unemployment until it runs out.
Okay.
And because with the new package, right?
Exactly.
Extending it until September
6th, I understand. That's right. I just heard that today. So that's a good thing.
I think your mic is breaking up.
Really? I can't hear you now.
It's like a buzzing sound. Okay, here we go. You sound better now. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Any better?
You hear?
I can hear you going in and out.
I hear like you're buzzing, like a buzzing sound from you. Someone says, "I'm loving this. Thank you for leaving a comment. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comment box on the page that you're viewing on. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, just go ahead and drop any questions that you may have. So we're talking about living off your unemployment. Instead of taking out, like some people are taking out their 401k, they're taking out their insurance, they're taking out their like you said, retirement, and it's putting them in a different tax bracket and actually paying more taxes than if they had just relaxed and just live off the unemployment.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay, say again. I'm coming. All right, though. That's a good.
Another thing.
That's a good tip. Definitely. a very good one.
If you can hear me,
Yes,
another idea is,
you.
yes, another good idea is, especially if people lost their job, you may want to start your own business. You may give you the opportunity to do that. If you start your own business, that gives you a lot of opportunity to save money on taxes, because,
Okay.
you know, especially when you start up, you have a lot of deductions, and a lot more than you would as a normal W-2 type employee. So that could be a way to maybe supplement your income and also save on taxes as well.
Okay. So actually right now is the best time to start a new business.
Yeah, it could be a very good time. You know, it has to be an individual choice. Starting a business could be very stressful, so you should try to know yourself before you do it. But when it comes to taxes, it's a good way to possibly save taxes. Yes.
Wow. So. All right, let me take a break and come back.
Okay.
Let's try to get these mic figured out. So we'll be right back.
The Lady Be Blessed Humanitarian Foundation is a USA IRS-registered 501c3 public charity. Our mission is to actively and effectively engage in promoting human and social welfare, with no prejudice against human suffering on the grounds of gender, sexual orientation, religious, or national divisions. Our main goal is to save lives, relieve suffering, and maintain human dignity. Donate now to support our work. PayPal.me/TLBBH Foundation or cash.app/$TLBBH Foundation. Come join Women Wednesdays with Lady Be Blessed, an empowering podcast spotlighting women in leadership. A weekly look at some amazing women leaders, mentors, role models, change makers, community advocates, presidents, CEOs, executive directors, and boss ladies. These women are women that lead. Every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, streaming live, facebook.com/Lady Be Blessed, youtube.com/Lady Be Blessed. Let us help you win in business. MXZT Digital Tech Solutions. We help small businesses get online with business class website builders, managed WordPress platforms, domain name registration, web hosting, hosted email, e-commerce, and online stored solutions. Our 24/7, 365 support is always available at mxztdigital.com. MXZT Digital Tech Solutions. We help small businesses. Visit us online today.
Okay, we are back. Say something.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay,
yes,
good.
I hear you. It's still a little spotty, but it's okay. We'll make it through.
Okay.
You know, it's technology. It's technology. So that's how we have to do.
That's true.
It's all about technology. But we're talking about unemployment and doing all of that stuff, retirement and stuff like that. So how do people how do you know when your refund is coming? Like, where is my refund? I've heard people talk about that service.
Yes, Where's My Refund is a service that on the IRS website where you can actually check the status of your refund. It doesn't exactly tell you a lot of information until the IRS has designated a date for them to pay out your refund. Normally, it would take up to 21 days for someone to get a refund. That's the guideline they go by. But especially in the last few years, the IRS has been delaying tax returns with earned income credit. That's usually a tax return with children on it and things like that, because they want to do more checking. They want to try to eliminate more fraud. So they've been delaying those refunds a little bit longer than the other ones. But that's the IRS. You can go in there and check the status. But like I said, in general, up to 21 days. If it's longer than that, if you have no children on your tax return, then you should be looking for a letter or something like that. So.
Okay, so they do send a letter out, but you could use this online portal to check for the return.
Yes, you can. That's right. That's right. And I have to say, please don't fall for people calling you from the IRS. The IRS does not make personal calls just out of the blue. You know, you may get a call like from your advocate, things like that, but people call you up and say, you know, I'm from the IRS and you owe money. No, they will not do that. They will not demand payment right away like they do.
Okay.
These are scammers, so don't fall for it. So.
So you heard it. No one is calling you from the IRS.
That's right.
They would definitely send you a letter like they did me. Like
That's
they'll
right.
send a million letters in the mail.
That's right.
And then they'll let you know you have to go into the office directly.
Right.
And you have to have your ID and all of this stuff when you go in. So you're not just going in there with your face. You have to have your ID and like all the letters that they send you, you have to take it in with you. So they're not calling you on the phone.
That's right.
So definitely know about that. So that's any more tax tips do you have for people that's listening?
Yes, I actually do have some tax tips. Let's say you have your first job, right? It could be a job while you're in college, or maybe you just come out of college. But if the way you save on taxes at the early age is to consider going back to school if you're not in school. Education credits are very good. You could get up to, let's say if you didn't finish your first 4 years of college education, you could get up to $2,500 as a credit on your tax return. And for someone who's single with no dependents, that's a big amount of money. You know, it's just based on how much money they paid toward their tuition. So that's a great incentive to go back to school. Another way you can save money is you can, let's say you graduate school, you got a job, you should try to max out your 401k or open up an individual retirement account, an IRA, because that saves you money in taxes as well as get you ready for retirement. So, you know, you can save up a lot more money, and if you start younger, you could save up a tremendous amount more than you could if you start older. So those are two tips. As you get older and your income rises, you should consider buying a home. You know, even if it's a small one, a co-op, a condo at first, but the mortgage interest and the real estate taxes helps you get deductions on your tax return, and that will help reduce your taxes. Yeah, and as you get older, you can get a bigger house, and after that, like I mentioned before, you can start your own business. That helps as well if you like to do something like that. So those are my recommendations.
And you guys, you've heard it here, definitely. And the earlier you start, the better. So don't wait until like 30 or 40 years old to start thinking about your retirement, start thinking about your taxes. The earlier you start, it is the better. So start. That's right. Young, right?
That's right. Earlier to start, the better.
Yeah. Is there a specific type of group of people that you like working with, as opposed to another group? Or I see that you're called George the hip hop tax guy.
Actually, one of my customers actually did most of this stuff, and I was so busy. It sounded okay to me, so I let him go. He said he was going to concentrate on his type of people that he deals with, performers and artists and things like that. So I said, you know what? Okay, if that appeals to them, that's fine. It couldn't hurt business, so.
No.
Yeah, that's how that got started.
Business, my guy.
That's right.
All right. And if it's going to bring them in, why not? Let them come.
That's right. Exactly.
It's good for business. So I wanted to talk about how to get out tax debt. Like a lot of people are in so much debt with the IRS. How is it
Right.
they do that? How do they go about that? Do they call the IRS and say, hey, a lot of people are afraid to call the IRS. So how do they do
Right.
that?
Right. Well, if you have a tax debt, let's start off here. You have a few $1,000s you owe the IRS. My recommendation is to just do your best to send them money every month. You know, as long as they see money coming in, I never see the IRS escalate the problem. You know, they don't go after your assets or send you. They may send you a bill once in a while, but as long as they see money coming in, they're pretty happy. The worst thing you can do is ignore them, because that's when they start sending out warrants and levies and stuff like that. So now, if you owe more money, like over $10,000, you may want to consider trying to settle the debt with the IRS. In certain situations, you could do that. It's called offer and compromise. But you know, I have to warn you, they ask for a lot of information, because you know the IRS doesn't like giving up money. So in order to do that, just be prepared to give them as much information as they ask for, and it is by request. So once you submit it, they will get back to you and let you know if they accept it or not. But that's if you owe really a lot of money. Yes.
So it's
Most
really
people who
best, it's really best to go ahead and get in touch with them and pay it.
That's right. Just, I mean, like I said, as long as you pay, if you see money coming in every month, the IRS, they usually leave you alone. And, you know, of course, they have to add interest, like I mentioned, but it's definitely not as bad as if you stop paying them. So just keep paying them something, whatever you can afford every month.
Right. And they can the arrangement as long as money is coming in. And I think that's what you say that
Exactly.
they're looking at.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just imagine you're feeding a lion. Just throw them a mouse, you know, every month, and you let them stay over there. So that's how it is.
I think my assistant is telling me it's my mic that's giving the glitch. Like you're hearing audio distortion from my mic. So I'm gonna, you're having a problem hearing me, right?
Yeah. Yes. Say that again. I didn't hear you. Say that once again. Can you repeat yourself? Can you hear me?
I think I think it's, I hear you fine, but I think it's my mic. It's on my end because my assistant is telling me that the distortion is coming from my mic. So let me try to adjust my mic.
Okay. In the meantime, I could give them some advice on a business if they do start it, because I would like to mention that. I would like to mention, if you do start a business, you should.
Definitely.
Yes, you should. But of course, the worst part of business is record keeping. So, you know, the IRS.
Do this commercial break and come back.
Sure, no problem. Okay.
And then you could do that. Let me take that.
Sounds good.
I need to switch my mic up. So let me do that.
No problem.
And I'll come back. Then we could do it.
Call now, 718-547-1910 for an appointment with George the Hip Hop Taxman from Jackson Hewitt Tax Services. Only 50 appointments available on Hip Hop Tax Preparation Days, March 10th through April 15th. Use code DWI/Ike Jackson to get your tax preparation discount. Call 718-547-1910 now. No upfront money. No upfront money. No upfront money for those who qualify, for producers, artists, and indie labels to file. Get the help you need. Only 50 appointments available on Hip Hop Tax Preparation Days, March 10th through April 15th. Use code DWI/Ike Jackson to get your tax preparation discount. Call 718-547-1910 now or email DWI at promotions@thematrixstudios.com for your discount and appointment hookup.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time in the most important hour of hip-hop for the Ike Jackson Report podcast. Available Sundays weekly and the Ike Jackson Report podcast daily. Available weekdays for engaging, serious hip-hop political commentary. Available now on Anchor FM, Spotify, iTunes, and Amazon. Engage. Stream serious conversation. Stream the Ike Jackson Report podcast now. Ike Jackson presents the Re-Up series. Re-Up, Re-Up 2, a prequel, and Re-Up 3, The Promised. Follow the incredible adventures of Simone, a single mother assassin trying to get out of the killing game. Will her daughter's life be enough to cash out? Download the Re-Up series novels, audiobooks, and screenplays now at barnesandnoble.com, walmart.com, and digital outlets everywhere.
Okay, I hope this is good. Let me check. How am I sounding now?
Sound a little bit better. A little bit better. Yes.
All right, so go ahead.
Okay.
You know what?
I was talking about
new equipment.
I was talking about when you open a business, if you do decide to do that, the one of the worst things is record keeping. But it's the main thing I need when it comes to doing your taxes. A lot of people come in and they say, oh yeah, well, let me see, what did I spend it on? You know, that's not the time you think about what you spent your money on. What you have to do is, this should be an ongoing basis as you spend your money on whatever expenses you have and your income. So if you start off with income, for example, let's say you have a hair salon, you're doing hair in your house. Right? You want to start off there. You should keep a logbook of all the money you make every day. So as you do the customers, you should write it down, how much money you got as income. Then you can add those up on a daily basis. As for expenses, you go out to the shop, you buy whatever supplies you need. I would suggest you take a picture of the receipt before you leave the store. Many people, they do not keep the receipt, to keep the receipt doesn't find its way home or the right place, but at least you'll have a copy of it on your phone before you leave the store. But when you do get home, you should take that physical receipt and put it in a spot, like it could be something simple, like some kind of storage container or something like that. And just every week, you could go through your receipts and just add up what you spent on supplies and keep that as a record of your supply costs and other costs. It could be internet charges. Let's say you have an internet business. So every time you get charged for a web service, that should be put down as web service costs. And then you can easily add all these things up at the end of the year and come with valid expenses that can be justified and proven just in case the IRS asks. Because IRS scrutinizes self-employed tax returns a lot more than a W-2 tax return, because it's you can manipulate some of the expenses you have or income. So if they do scrutinize it, you have all your backup all ready to go. You shouldn't have it ready to go after the IRS sends you a letter, and say prove your expenses and your business. You should have it ready to go as you go on. So that's my recommendation for a business. Try to keep it simple. And if you need help, I'm here. I can try to help you keep track of your expenses as well. If you're, so reach out if you do need help. That's my recommendation for business. Yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah. Give them all your information so they can get in touch with you.
Sure. So you want my information again? Sure. Yes. My name is George Harris. I operate a Jackson Hewitt tax service in the Bronx. The address is 4375 White Plains Road. The zip is 10466. My phone number is 718-547-1910. And we'll be happy to help anyone with their tax problems, filing their tax returns, helping them get the stimulus, or solving other problems. And we have done that for many years.
Thank you so much. I hope you can hear me. I think they're telling me I'm having technical difficulties with my mic. So
yeah, I hope you can hear me.
Hearing me, and I'm coming through loud and clear. I do apologize for that. Actually, I broke my other webcam, and I had to get a new one. So this is a new one I'm dealing with, and I think it's the mic on the webcam that I'm broadcasting through that's giving the issues. But I definitely have to look into that. But I wanted to say, George, Mr. Harris, thank you so much for coming and spending this time with us. We know you're busy, and it's a busy tax season.
That's the truth.
I really appreciate you coming and talking to my audience and giving them these treasures, these nuggets that you have, so they can be better prepared this tax season.
Great. It was my pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a website?
I'm sorry?
Wow.
Say again?
It's really getting bad. I'm not hearing a thing now.
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, good. Yes. So any other questions? Do you have any questions yourself? How's your tax? You have any problems with your taxes?
Oh, no. Oh, we covered everything.
Excellent. That's good to hear. Usually, if people have problems, they have problems. Okay, sounds good. But I have to say, if people have problems one time after dealing with the IRS, they usually learn their lesson and they don't usually have problems again. Yeah, so I can totally understand.
They would definitely learn.
That's right.
But
so
I do have some personal questions about my taxes, so I definitely will be giving you a call.
Okay, that'd be great. That'd be great. And anybody else out there, if they do have problems or just want to file your tax return, you can give us a call, 718-547-1910. We're there to help.
Definitely. Definitely. So definitely we're going to do that. I want to wrap it up because I think the glitch is getting worse in the mic. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so definitely we're going to do that. And I want to say thank you again for joining us. And you're free to come back anytime right here on Financial Friday with Lady B Blessed.
Thank you very much. And thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it. All right, take care.
Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you for coming. And you're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye.
Right, bye.
Thank you guys for joining me today. I'm going to really apologize about this mic issue. What's going on with my mic? I really have to look into it. Maybe I need a technician to come. I just switched headphones and I'm having the same issue, but I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been another fantastic Financial Friday with Lady B Bless.
Call now, 718-547-1910 for an appointment with George the Hip Hop Taxman from Jackson Hewitt Tax Services. Only 50 appointments available on Hip Hop Tax Preparation Days, March 10th through April 15th. Use code DWI/Ike Jackson to get your tax preparation discount. Call 718-547-1910 now. No upfront money. No upfront money. No upfront money for those who qualify, for producers, artists, and indie labels to file. Get the help you need. Only 50 appointments available on Hip Hop Tax Preparation Days, March 10th through April 15th. Use code DWI/Ike Jackson to get your tax preparation discount. Call 718-547-1910 now or email DWI at promotions@thematrixstudios.com for your discount and appointment hookup.